Welcome to the deep dive.
2.5 billion daily queries. That is the staggering reality today.
A third window of generational digital wealth has just opened.
It really has. We are unpacking a massive tectonic shift today.
Yeah. We got our hands on a brand new February 2026 guide by Maxed Out Ben.
It covers the completely uncharted, kind of wild territory of ChatGPT Ads.
We've got a lot of ground to cover.
Right. We're going to explore the platform's mind-bending scale.
And we will look closely at this crucial idea called the memory factor.
Plus, we'll break down the mathematical shift you absolutely need for infinite scaling.
Finally, we'll dive into why faceless corporate brands are essentially doomed here.
They really are.
I think we need some historical context to ground this.
Every decade or so, a new platform emerges out of nowhere.
A small group of people jumps in early, right?
Yeah. They experiment, they fail, they build.
They get their footing long before the massive crowd arrives.
Right. And by the time the crowd finally shows up, the rules are rigidly set.
Prices are sky high.
But those early movers, they've already established an insurmountable lead.
Think back to the very early days of Google Ads.
The early 2000s.
A local business owner running plumbing services in Ohio was paying maybe 10 cents a click.
Everyone else on the sidelines thought the internet was just a passing fad.
And now, that exact same plumbing click costs $15, maybe $20.
The arbitrage is completely gone.
It happened again with Facebook ads. Remember 2012?
Brands could reach 50,000 highly targeted people for just $20.
It was practically free distribution.
Those days are totally gone.
They're never coming back. The market corrected itself.
So here we are in early 2026. A third window has opened.
Most businesses are still standing on the sidelines today.
They're waiting.
They're unsure if this AI monetization thing is actually real.
But it's very real. On February 9th, 2026, OpenAI officially rolled out advertising.
This launched directly within ChatGPT for US free and go tier users.
This isn't a small hidden beta test for a few selected brands.
The scale of this is honestly hard to comprehend.
As of February 2026, we're looking at over 900 million weekly active users.
It's rapidly approaching the 1 billion milestone.
It reached that volume faster than any platform in human history.
They're seeing 5.8 billion monthly visits.
It's now the fourth most visited site on the entire planet.
And like you said earlier, they handle 2.5 billion daily queries.
Yeah. And here is the kicker.
Roughly 80% of those queries are high intent.
People aren't just scrolling mindlessly.
They're doing deep education, intense research, or seeking very specific advice.
And the most critical detail for advertisers is the user distribution.
95% of those users are on the free tier.
That's roughly 855 million people every single week.
They're now part of a massive, addressable advertising audience.
Just to put that in perspective for you.
ChatGPT currently has more weekly users than Twitter, LinkedIn, and Pinterest combined.
It's a completely unprecedented audience pool. There's never been anything quite like it.
But the pricing strategy is what really catches my eye.
They launched with a $60 CPM.
That's the cost per 1,000 impressions.
$60 a CPM seems incredibly steep, especially compared to Meta's $20 rate.
So why are they justifying charging 3 times as much right out of the gate?
It entirely comes down to the high intent nature of that audience.
Right.
OpenAI is deliberately positioning this as a highly premium platform. They're charging a premium to filter out the low-quality spam.
They want to ensure absolute top-tier brand safety for major advertisers.
And they have the internal data to prove that this placement actually converts.
Premium positioning to ensure top-tier brand safety and unmatched audience intent.
Exactly. It filters out the noise immediately.
That deep intent completely changes the game.
This platform knows things about us that no other platform knows.
Honestly, legacy platforms feel incredibly shallow now.
Think about it. Google really only knows the specific keywords you searched for.
Facebook mostly knows what you clicked on or what pages you liked.
Both of those are useful, but they're shallow compared to an ongoing AI dialogue.
ChatGPT knows exactly what you're struggling with.
It knows your timeline.
It knows your emotional state at that exact moment.
It knows the exact vocabulary you use to describe your own pain.
The guide we're looking at uses a brilliant example.
Imagine a user typing this into a prompt late at night.
I have been struggling with weight loss for 14 months and I am exhausted.
I just want to know what to do.
You would never type that entire vulnerable paragraph into a Google search bar.
But you'd absolutely tell that to ChatGPT.
Because interacting with it often feels like a private late-night confession.
Yeah. And that dynamic gives the AI an unprecedented level of insight.
It truly understands the user's specific pain.
No other ad network has access to that deep, raw, emotional state.
Google relies on simple keyword matching.
Facebook relies on basic behavioral clustering.
But ChatGPT relies on predictive AI, which sounds like a buzzword.
Right? It kind of does.
Define that underlying tech for me in plain English.
Software that guesses your next need based on your past actions.
Beat. Wow.
Oh, beat. Imagine scaling to 2.5 billion queries, each with deep personal context.
That's honestly kind of hard to wrap your head around.
It really is. And this brings us to the most crucial technical differentiator.
The memory factor.
ChatGPT actually remembers your past conversations across different sessions.
It knows you mentioned starting a new business 3 months ago.
It knows you asked about hiring your first employee last week.
It knows exactly where you are in a very specific multi-month journey.
No legacy ad platform can do this natively.
I'm trying to wrap my head around the timeline here. What makes this 7-month memory feature a total game changer for advertisers today?
It completely shifts the dynamic from cold traffic to warm advice.
Think about the friction of a normal ad.
It interrupts you.
But an ad served with deep historical context feels entirely different.
It feels much more like a trusted friend giving you a timely, relevant recommendation.
It turns random ad impressions into highly personalized, trusted recommendations over time.
That's exactly why top strategists believe this will outperform every existing platform.
The quality of targeting is just profoundly personal.
The tech is clearly revolutionary, but how do we actually use this?
The guide suggests step 1 is a massive mental shift.
You have to stop thinking in terms of fixed marketing budgets.
Most traditional businesses approach advertising completely backward.
They set a rigid, fixed annual budget for marketing.
Say $50,000 for the year. Then they divide it up across various channels.
That works fine in stable, entirely predictable markets.
But it's a fatal flaw on a brand new, highly volatile platform.
Costs and algorithmic behaviors can shift rapidly in just a few weeks.
I still wrestle with prompt drift myself, so I know how fast this AI landscape changes.
Right. Everything moves incredibly fast. You need a much more agile approach.
Just to start thinking purely in terms of an allowable cost per sale.
We call it a CPS.
The guide proposes a pivot away from those fixed budgets.
The math is straightforward, but the mindset shift is huge.
Say your average sale value nets you $25,000.
And you sit down and decide on a comfortable spend to win that specific sale.
Let's say that comfortable amount is $400.
Then your allowable cost per sale is simply $400.
That becomes your magic number, your infinite ceiling.
As long as each new customer costs less than $400 to acquire, there's absolutely no limit.
You can and should scale your ad spend indefinitely.
But wait, if I'm a small business owner, an allowable cost per sale sounds great in theory.
I still have a finite amount of cash in the bank to float those ads.
Isn't unlimited scaling a bit of a myth for the little guy?
It's a cash flow challenge, absolutely. But the principle remains critical.
You turn a limited marketing mindset into a ruthless ROI machine.
If a channel brings in customers below your ACPS, you funnel every available dollar there.
If it gets more expensive, you pull back instantly.
This agility is crucial for early platforms.
They almost always deliver incredibly low-cost leads before they get totally saturated.
What happens to companies that stubbornly cling to their fixed annual budgets?
They move way too slowly.
They wait for committee meetings. They wait for next quarter's budget allocations to be approved.
And by then, the whole landscape has shifted.
They spend months getting approvals while the low-cost early opportunity completely vanishes.
Exactly. The golden window passes them by entirely.
You absolutely need your ACPS calculated before you write a single AI ad.
Beta will be right back.
Sponsor, mid-roll sponsor, read placeholder.
And we are back. That low-friction mental shift naturally leads us into step 2.
The actual practical ad framework you need to use here.
Here is something incredibly reassuring amid all this new tech.
The core fundamentals of direct response advertising haven't changed in decades.
Human psychology remains exactly the same.
It's fascinating. A 1980s newspaper ad structure works perfectly on ChatGPT in 2026.
The delivery mechanism is entirely new.
But the underlying psychological triggers are identical.
Max outlines a simple 4-part ad framework.
Hook, value proposition, credibility, and call to action.
Let's unpack those. First up is the hook.
It's usually just one sentence.
Its only job is to stop someone mid-scroll.
It must forcefully make them read the very next line.
You can categorize every single effective hook into 3 distinct types.
Pain, prize, or process.
A pain hook targets a deep frustration or an unmet need.
Something like, are you frustrated? You're not losing weight even though you go to the gym 4 days a week?
A prize hook targets a strong desire or a future outcome.
Would you like to get into the absolute best shape of your life before summer?
And a process hook offers a very specific solution or method.
The 12-week metabolic system that gets busy professionals fit.
You pick one of those angles for each ad.
These are deep, proven patterns in human psychology. They always work.
Next is your value proposition. You must answer 3 specific things clearly.
What do you do? For whom do you do it? And what is the exact, measurable result?
For example, we help B2B software business owners scale their revenue by building automated outbound sales teams.
It must be totally instantly clear.
If a reader has to reread that sentence to understand it, you need to rewrite it.
Third is credibility. This isn't about boasting about how long you've been in business.
It's about quickly proving you actually know what you're doing.
You can use raw numbers.
Oh.
Total clients served or actual revenue generated.
You can use direct quotes and testimonials from real customers.
Or you can use borrowed credibility.
Even citing a single, solid, peer-reviewed study related to your method is incredibly valuable.
I look at building this framework like stacking Lego blocks of data to build a frictionless profile.
That's a great way to view it. But the final piece is the call to action.
The CTA.
This specific part will literally make or break your ChatGPT ads.
This is where ChatGPT ads become genuinely different from those legacy platforms we discussed.
On Google or Facebook, the CTA almost always takes users to a completely different page.
It bounces them out to a different website.
It feels like a totally different context. You're opening a different tab, shifting into a different emotional state.
But on ChatGPT, users are already deeply engaged in a conversation with the AI.
They're in a highly focused problem-solving mode.
Why is sending a user to a traditional website a massive mistake here?
Because it creates instant, jarring friction.
You're abruptly pulling them out of their current flow.
A generic website feels clunky compared to a fluid AI chat.
Taking users out of their focused AI problem-solving flow feels like a downgrade.
It really does. So you need unique, platform-specific CTAs.
The guide outlines 3 winning approaches tailored for this specific environment.
Number 1 is called the human conversation.
You deliberately position human experience as the exact gap that AI simply cannot fill.
You say something like ChatGPT can provide the basic answers, but it can't share real-world, nuanced experience.
Let's talk.
It naturally positions human connection as the logical next step.
Number 2 is the custom AI experience.
You meet the user right where they already are, deep inside an AI environment.
You offer them a better, more specialized AI tool specifically tuned for their problem.
You don't ask them to leave AI entirely. You just ask them to use your better AI.
It's an incredibly easy yes.
Far easier than dissecting them to read a static website page.
And number 3 is the in-app purchase.
Sam Altman has publicly discussed making transactions natively possible directly inside ChatGPT.
It's very similar to how TikTok Shop keeps users completely inside the platform ecosystem.
They can swipe, browse, and complete a purchase without ever leaving the chat window.
This natively converts at a fundamentally higher rate. The friction is basically zero.
You should honestly start building lightweight products for this right now.
Simple quizzes or deep assessments work perfectly.
They naturally lead to personalized recommendations.
They're incredible for generating high-quality leads here.
Absolutely. Low friction is the ultimate key to this platform.
That low-friction environment ties directly into who actually wins here.
Because it isn't the massive faceless corporations anymore, right?
It's the individual. The personal brand imperative is our third step.
Personal brands are completely destroying traditional business brands on ChatGPT.
There's a very simple underlying technical reason for this shift.
ChatGPT was primarily trained on the open internet.
And the internet is overwhelmingly filled with content generated by individual humans.
Blogs, chaotic social media posts, detailed articles, and long-form expert interviews.
It wasn't trained heavily on dry corporate press releases.
It fundamentally doesn't care about polished, sanitized brand campaigns.
As a result, the ChatGPT model naturally tends to recommend and reference people.
It actively recommends individual experts.
It frequently cites individuals who maintain a highly visible online presence.
On the other hand, faceless corporate companies are doomed.
If your company just has a polished website, and absolutely no distinct human voice, you're nearly invisible to the system's logic.
The guide mentions multiple rigorous tests on this.
The exact same marketing message delivered by a recognizable person consistently outperforms the generic brand account.
The performance gap isn't small either.
How does a traditional behind-the-scenes business owner actually become visible to this model?
You have to deliberately step out of the shadows. You must actively create a strong, traceable digital footprint.
Publish consistent, opinionated content so the AI recognizes and cites your specific expertise.
Yeah, and you don't need to go massively viral.
You just need enough consistent visibility.
When someone asks ChatGPT about your specific niche, your name needs to be in the training weights to come up.
The window for this specific opportunity is wide open right now.
But history tells us it won't be open for long.
The cheap early mover advantage on Google and Facebook is totally gone.
Right now is the precise time to build that personal AI presence.
Let's recap the big idea we've unpacked today.
The third great window of digital advertising is wide open.
We're looking at a staggering scale of 900 million weekly users.
That massive audience is combined with a $60 CPM.
And crucially, it features deep contextual memory that spans months.
Early movers who fundamentally abandon rigid fixed budgets for an allowable cost per sale will win.
They absolutely will, especially those agile enough to utilize frictionless in-app CTAs.
And the individuals who boldly step out from behind faceless corporate logos will win disproportionately.
So here's what you need to do today.
Take immediate action. Calculate your allowable cost per sale right now.
Figure out your magic number today.
Start aggressively building those lightweight quizzes or assessments.
Capture those early leads before the market completely saturates.
Remember that opening historical story?
Don't be the business owner paying 5 times more a few years from now.
Don't miss out on the arbitrage just because you waited to see if the shift was real.
It's happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
Beat. If an AI deeply understands our 2 a.m. struggles, our exact vocabulary, and our emotional state to service the absolute perfect ad, 2-sec silence, at what point does perfectly targeted marketing cross the line into psychological manipulation? Something to think about. Out hero music.